Well, all right. What's up, folks? I want live real quick. I just come across this post from the WB from Mauricio Suleiman's WBC page, and it was the glaring disrespect that you see from this dude and from this organization known to some as the WBC, We Be Crooks, all that stuff. Man, there's just so many acronyms you can come up off the WBC, man, and the trash acts of these dudes and the members within this governing body for the sport of boxing. And here you see them with some kind of animated printout of Terence Crawford and some of the things that they speak that you'll hear in this video about the post on here is, I don't know if this is just, if the statements are to be taken as a threat as they speak about wishing Terence Crawford safety inside and out the ring. Like, what kind of shit is going on with this fool? Now, is it time to bust Mauricio in his goddamn head? Like, all of a sudden, he's some old gangster-ass tough guy. The statements were extremely unprofessional. The statement should, border upon the removal of Mauricio Suleiman. The statements should bring some things into a further look into this organization and the statements and the tactics and the fact that if other boxers are present during this conference and this is the way that these dudes respond to an undisputed champion, the fact that Mauricio Suleiman is wrong, the fact that they want to shake down a fighter who is going into this damn ring to facing a dangerous opponent, an opponent he had to move up and weight against. And this is their response. Man, just the utter disrespect from these goddamn clowns. But let me play this shit for those who haven't seen it. Check this out.
These are the fighters. There was a decision that he took, a decision that the WBC took, but in no ways there's any feelings other than wishing him success and may God bless him inside and outside the ring. And I like the idea of us signing this beautiful signal.
We're going to leave this at the entrance, and anybody who wishes to sign a wish of good luck to this gentleman, please do. And it's with sincerity that we do wish him, as all boxers, the best of luck, safe and healthy life.
Like, what's the purpose of that shit? And then leaving this little printout of this dude, having people to sign it, and what? They're gonna mail it to him. So they're supposed to mail this shit to Terence. And Terence, when you get this shit, you should show that shit sitting right in front of your burn pit at your house, and you torching that shit. Because none of that shit means a goddamn thing. Like, these are some despicable ass characters. Real despicable characters. And the fact that Mauricio feels some type of way over money that he is so undeserving of, and to acting as if a fighter is supposed to have given him something that he did not deserve, is beyond me. And the level of disrespect that comes from that, and the antics pulled off by him, the fact that Terence is not in attendance for this event, and this is the way they go about thinking they're going to disgrace this dude. Terence ain't worried about these fools. His life move on. His life ain't rattled or shaken by the WBC and the fact that they won't give a belt, take a belt. But in the eyes of every goddamn observer of the sport of boxing, Terence Crawford is a champion. There ain't no deleting the videos of Terence Crawford going there and whooping the pearl of the Mexican nationals' gleaming eyes. There's no erasing that shit. That boy went in there and taxed that dude, took every single belt that fool had. And Mauricio and them feel a certain way. Canelo probably didn't even pay none of that shit. But he's going to sit here and try to strong arm this dude into thinking that he's supposed to give him something. And the fact that they get to set a rate in which the fighter has to pay. That's just like the other day I was watching, and this is crazy because a lot of people did not know this, and I think this is one of the things that was so needed because it highlights some of the kind of unknown, like the hidden menus of you can go places and find secret shit and hidden menu shit. And that's the one thing with boxing. Is I was listening to Chad and them yesterday, and you had what's that dude? Uh damn, what's that fool be on there with Chad and them? Johnson. Damn, I can't think of that fool name. Damn, what's that fool name who be on? Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson's on there. And Joe Johnson was like, he was tripping when he was like, wait, you got to pay the box. Because he was here that the sanctioning body talking about he owed him $300,000 to hold the belt. That shit blew Joe Johnson mind. And a lot of people don't know that these fools are paying for these titles as you watch them do all this hard work. And the fact that when you look at fighters pay, that's the other thing they could have went in depth on, but I'm not sure if Shannon them are privy to the I mean, not even privy to the information because it's out there anybody, but whether or not they're knowledgeable of how boxers pay work. You have promoters that put on these events. The promoter collects revenue off of these events. He collects a percentage of the fighters who he makes the purse for, but he pulls a portion of that fighter's money as well as making money off the event. The fighter has to pay out a manager. The fighter has to pay out a trainer, depending on how many people are part of that damn team. The fighter has to pay out taxes. Like, man, these dudes be broken, and that's why so many people look up and wonder why some of these legendary dudes are broken. It's just because of the structuring of boxing. Boxing has been boxing by the government standpoint, especially in America, has been a place to where you can go out there and exploit these people who come from the poor stretches of society, and that's the way they have left it. To be in this is kind of a diamond field in which you can go about exploiting. It's almost like colonizers going through in Africa and exploiting it for resources. That's what boxing is. You bring a bunch of poor ass dudes, mainly populated America by poor blacks and Latinos and shit, and you allow everybody else to just come out and exploit it. Make these guys go out there and do the hard work, pay them on the minimum, and you collect everything else. And the Pittsburgh T says, off the fighters holding those belts says all the fighters holding those belts says needs to turn them in and refuse to take the funky ass belt till they renegotiate these fees, says in their roles in boxing. They should drop all the belts. There should not even be a renegotiation of fees. There shouldn't be a fee. There should be $0 in fee. Like Terence brought up about the belt that's the most important belt that he possesses being the ring belt, that shit free. And then Ricky in the building, salute bro, says, what up? Man, going over this despicable shit from Mauricio. Mr. T says it's a hustle, man, a super hustle. This shit is a super hustle. I don't know if my audio is going out. That's why I'm not going to stay on here too long. Let me slow down how fast I'm talking because I know the audio is going to start lagging because I'm sitting in the car. I'm about to get off here because I'm about to go in here and get ready to start work. But it's some despicable shit when you look at the way in which the sport is structured. And the fact you're paying for fucking worthless ass belts. Mr. T says a pirate's paradise. Exactly. Yeah, you still in the treasure. Says audio is good right now. Okay, good. Yeah, usually I get in here, I'll be on the phone and go live because I shut the phone down before I went live. So that's why I ended up starting a little late, just to make sure the phone had cooled down with, applications running on the phone and stuff. The phone trying to process stuff so it overheats. So especially I get on here, I know that messes with my audio when I'm trying to go live. But I want to get on that. It's just like these fools sitting here trying to make a mockery of this damn situation. That dude don't owe you a damn thing. And in fact, he want to highlight his organization. These sanctioning bodies are kind of on the last stretches of existence. And all you did is made a huge, which he thought was calculated, and this calculations ends up, once he hit the equal sign to get the result, it returned an error. And that was a calculated mistake, homie. Calculated mistake that I'm glad Mauricio in his ignorance went about doing it, because Mauricio is an extremely ignorant ass fool. But folks, that's all I got. Hopefully, whatever they trying to do with signing that shit, hopefully any fighter with any dignity, pride, and respect for others who put in the hard work and who are of like them, because the fighters have to realize you ain't nothing like Mauricio. You have nothing in common and should never align yourself with anything with Mauricio and any of the chumps that sit at the board of that damn conference. That none of y'all should sign that goddamn board, because they want to make a mockery and think this shit is a joke, and then think they can have everybody else turn against Terence like Mauricio has that kind of power. Mauricio's a fucking nobody. And then Mr. T says Suleiman made a massive fucking blunder. Says this story is trending, says, and getting all the attention of scammers, says of scammers. So sorry, it's getting all of the attention of scammers. Oh, since you ended that last part, says all the attention, I guess, that a scammer doesn't want. And that's the facts. And the fact that bigger shows are picking the shit up, because it makes no sense to a lot of these dudes. And it's the other thing why fighters have to have greater voices. They have to start going to these platforms and speaking the real and shit. Because the sanctioning bodies don't promote fight events. The sanctioning bodies ain't building star power out of these damn fighters. These fighters are in the age where they have to either do it themselves or fall apart. That's why you have so many vocal fathers. Because Mauricio ain't sitting out there promoting not one fucking fighter. He'll praise Canelo, kiss the ass of Canelo, but he don't even do nothing to promote Canelo. So what the hell they deserve anything? They don't add any value to a fight event. And they're sitting in here collecting shit that they don't deserve. You got to be a fucking idiotic fighter. I wouldn't even fight for a belt. And it goes back to what Tank Davis was even saying in his career. But Tank Davis, even using a statement, which ended up being a true statement, belts don't mean nothing. But the fact that Tank was cowering away from fighting competition. But he was right on that part. Them belts don't mean two bits of shit. But people fight after him because usually you expect the person holding the title to be the best guy out there, and that ain't even right, because the rankings ain't shit. Claudia TJ says, I have a question. Says the WBC says was built off of the says off the backs of black American boxers, or no? Absolutely it was. Ali. Shit was built up by Ali. Single-handedly. Like these belts, the power of these belts come from who holds them. Who holds them, and this is the champion. Then you hope for, this is the top tier dude, and you hope other guys see this as a top champion. Now the best of the fighters that are out there go seeking to the possible conquest of dethroning the damn champion, and the value is brought there. It's no different than Floyd Mayweather holding the belt, and that brought up an elevation to the WBC. Mauricio Suleiman ain't bring no elevation to that shit. Nobody give a fuck about Mauricio. But the thing these fools will pay that kind of shit is crazy. I would have never gave any of that shit. And then these fools sit in this little tightly wound small section of boxing and try to, exile people, keep people away from it. But folks, I'm running out of time. Let me get ready to get up in here and start this work. I just had to speak on after seeing these clowns trying to make a mockery of this shit. Terence shouldn't give them shit. And when they send that board to you, Terence, sit that shit in the burn pit and light that shit while puffing a cigar. Don't inhale the cigar, just puff it and be on some boss shit. No, matter of fact, burn a Mauricio one. You should get a Mauricio one and burn that shit. Let your dog piss on it and then burn it. And then Miss T says, WBC says as an organization says it's almost destroyed because they wanted Roy Jones says to be their champion, says and stripped another fighter to do so. Oh yeah, that fighter won a lawsuit against him. Yeah, I remember hearing that story. I think he won the lawsuit, but somehow I think he had other people convince him not to go through with the lawsuit. Like Mauricio tried to flex his power and get other little retarded ass boxers to try to guilt the boxer who filed that lawsuit. But that's all I got, folks. I'm gonna catch y'all on